And I'm telling you, you've got it all wrong. Why else would he have called for an outsider's assistance?
The outsider is here to deliver us from our enemies, to keep this place safely locked away from the wasteland, not to exploit us.
How can we preach about peace when all you want to do is keep his gift all to ourselves? That's not what he would want.
If we allow the spread of this miracle to continue, we're putting him in jeopardy. I can't allow that. I won't allow it.
Once again, my husband, we are at an impasse. I suggest we speak to the outsider.
Agreed. Why else would the outsider have been allowed into the grove? Perhaps it's a test. Yes, that must be it. I know why you're here, and despite what my wife thinks, I know you'll do what's best for Oasis. After all, he chose you, and he would never want to put us in harm's way. Oh, he's testing you now, just like he tested us. He wants to see if your faith is strong by spinning these incredible stories. Who else but a god could produce all of this? Don't worry, you'll soon see things as I do. Yes, I've been pondering that riddle myself for some time now, and I think I know what he's trying to tell us. The Great One's influence is growing, and soon it will break free of the confines of this secluded vale. We can't allow Oasis to call attention to itself like that. It would be the end of him. If the same sap that you drank to purify yourself could be applied to his heart, it should stop the spread. I can promise you no harm would come to him. That's all I ask of you, outsider. Nothing more, nothing less.
I love Birch, but sometimes I think he doesn't see the big picture. The spreading of his influence is not a curse. It's a great miracle. A benefit meant for the entire wasteland. Of course we do. He yearns to share his miracles with the whole world, to give the gift of life back to the dead wasteland. It's upsetting him to no end, but Birch can't see the pain it's causing. But now that you're here, I have a feeling the winds are about to change. I heard what my husband wanted you to do. What I propose is an alternative. The same person that created the sap also created this liniment. If you can reach his heart, it will assist him in making his influence increase. Instead of centuries, the wasteland will become green in mere decades. Just imagine how glorious that would be. You have questions for me, outsider? If the Great One knows you to be worthy of his grace, he will allow you to pass through to his heart. Certainly, please ask them. The Great One has not yet allowed us entry below ground. We were uncertain as to why until you arrived. The liniment was made by Bloom-Seer Poplar. Her knowledge of his gifts and how they can be used to help us is nothing short of astounding. The entrance to the caves is to the southwest of the pavilion. Yes? Please, go right ahead. I'm afraid I can take none of the credit for my husband's creation. I arrived perhaps a year after him, well after he established the tree minders. Without his blessing, we would not allow an outsider inside this veil. Although we would welcome you with open arms, you were obviously drawn here to help us. What remains to be seen is what that help turns out to be. Yes? May the Great One bless you.
Yes, Outsider, what is it? Just like a cancer would infest our bodies, the caves below us are infested with vermin. You'd do well to be cautious down there. We've lost a few tree minders in the past. By all means, ask away. I would if I was able, but he will not allow us entry. His roots bar the door, and we have yet to earn the right to pass. Of course I am. I know everything that goes on in Oasis. Laurel is free to pursue whatever path she chooses. A long time ago, it was agreed that the Tree Father and the Leaf Mother hold equal say. I don't seek to change those customs. I just hope when the time comes, you'll make the right choice. Bloomseer Poplar has a unique understanding of the innate power that lay dormant in the plants you see around you. She created the sap with the knowledge she brought to us from the wasteland. You'll find the entrance in the southwestern part of Oasis. Go on. Of course, we're quite open about everything here. When I first beheld the glory of the Great One, I knew there'd be others who would seek to do him harm. I also knew he would be calling others that he felt were pure of heart to protect him. Right then and there, I created the Tree Minders, the Great One's last line of defense. If the outsider doesn't have his blessing, we simply deny him entry to our home. If they persist on trying to gain entry, or display any hostile act that could potentially harm the Great One, we take action. If the outsider were a raider or some other nefarious type, we ensure they don't report our location back to their comrades. Becoming a disciple of the Great One takes many years of dedication and the will to cast aside your reliance on technological conveniences. However, I feel you've been sent here for a higher purpose and could be more instrumental in our future than a mere tree minder. The first part of our name represents our role in the Tree Minders. The youngest are the saplings, still learning what it means to live in Oasis. The branch tenders are our guardians and keep our home safe. Our healers and soothsayers are known as Bloomseers. Finally, the Tree Father and the Leaf Mother are the creators and the upholders of the Great One's laws. Go on. I'm afraid the water still bears the mark of man's greed. It's his reminder of what we once were. Perhaps one day, he will see fit to lift this punishment, but I fear we have yet to command his full respect. Have no fear, outsider. I know you'll make a wise decision.
Branch Tender Cypress at your service. Welcome to our little home. I wish they wouldn't argue so much. It makes everyone uncomfortable. I was an outsider like yourself, wandering the world aimlessly, wasting my life trying to seek my fortune. When my eyes beheld the splendor of Oasis, I knew I'd found a holy place. Tree Father Birch allowed me to stay, and I've been here ever since. Actually, you already did some of it. I had to do the ceremony and meet with the Great One. Then Tree Father Birch taught me everything I needed to know about Oasis and how it has to remain a secret. That's why I'm so worried. I just think letting this place spread into the wasteland would be an unwise decision. That would worry me. I was out there once, like you. I wandered the wasteland for many years. All I saw was poverty, famine, sickness, hate, and death everywhere I turned. But this place isn't anything like that. We can't allow that kind of evil inside Oasis. We just can't. Sure. Here you go. Good luck to you. Like I said before, thanks to Tree Father Birch, I learned everything I needed to know about Oasis and how it has to remain a secret. That's why I'm so worried. I just think letting this place spread into the wasteland would be an unwise decision. Goodbye, outsider.
There's nowhere like this left in the world anymore. Oh, outsider?
Revel, outsider. You are under his protection. Good to speak to you again. I've only known them for a very short time, but when I first arrived, they immediately took me in and treated me just like a son. There aren't many people in the world left like that. May the Great One bless you.
You have more questions for me, perhaps? Lately, things have gotten a bit worse between them. It sometimes takes months for them to agree on things. I know they love each other greatly, but I'm afraid the strain of leadership is tearing them apart. Goodbye, outsider.
Revel. Hiya! They're the best parents ever. May the Great One bless you.
You're a guest among us and quite welcome, outsider.
Look, Herbert, he's back. I told you. No, don't get me started on them. I'm liable to talk about them all day. It even drives poor old Bob crazy. They won't listen to me at all. If I tell them something simple, then it gets done. Otherwise, Birch spends a week looking for a hidden meaning. Plus, he just pops in whenever he wants and starts chanting this nonsense. Sometimes I just sit there silently just to make him mad. That was fun for a while, but even that's getting boring now. Oh, you wouldn't believe how they handle them. They make them drink this gunk that Poplar makes. Sometimes they just go nuts and start running around. And sometimes when they wake up and see me, they run for the hills. I'll tell you. Outsiders are almost as entertaining as the tree minders. Actually, the kid is the nicest one of all. Use her name. She sneaks in here sometimes and just lets me talk about stuff I wanna talk about. Bob really likes her too, 'cause she makes me happy. Okay. Okay, let me talk real careful for the slow folks. I was once a man, a long time ago, named Harold. Something in me changed and a weird little tree started growing right out of my head. It kept getting bigger until I ended up stuck inside. When people would ask about it, I decided to name it Bob. You know, like a friend or something. Sometimes I call him Herbert instead of Bob because I get bored and I think it's funny. So, long story short, call me Harold. Oh, okay. I guess me and Bob will see you again soon.
Cast aside your bits of technology.
Just stand still! There is safety in mindfulness. You lose! Now try and hide from this! Too fun! Now you said I got very mad! That was too easy!
This can't be. It just can't. How could he leave us?
How could this happen to us? Where did we go wrong? We are lost. How could you do this to us? How could you take him away from us? Any chance the wasteland had for recovery someday is now gone. Please, I wish to be alone right now.
I can't believe he's gone. He meant everything to me.
Our God
Oasis is
lives
no more. I can't believe he's gone. He meant everything to me.
He's dead. The Great One is dead.
The Great One is dead, slain by your hand. Don't worry, I hold no grudge towards you. You'll have to forgive my people at a time like this, outsider. They aren't used to being so lost. And for once, I don't have the words to help them. Before you reached his heart, he imparted his last words to me. He told me about his will to die and how I mistook this for some mystical sign. How could I have been so blind? How could I have misled all these people? Perhaps, if I would have spent more time getting to know him, things would have turned out different. Even though the Great One has left us, our memories of him will never die. With Bloomseer Poplar's help, I'm confident we can keep Oasis alive and carry on as Treeminders. Go now, outsider. Go, but never forget the gifts the Great One bestowed upon us. What is it, outsider? I will do my best to honor the Great One's memory by tending this place until my dying day. If anything, this place will become a memorial to him, lest we may forget. Goodbye, outsider, and good luck!
What is it you need, outsider? I'll remain here and help in any way that I can. I owe them my life, and I intend to repay that debt until my last breath. May you remain under the canopy of his protection.
The Great One is dead. What is it, outsider? Look to the future and seek the true meaning of what transpired here. If there's an answer out there somewhere, I'll find it. I hear the cry of a woman obsessed and the man who desires her. Please, I must rest a day's time before I can again see into the future. I find the experience quite draining. I trust we'll meet again, outsider.
What do you want? I'll do what I do best. I'll make sure Oasis never falls, even if it means my own death. Farewell, outsider.
What is it now, outsider? I'll mourn him with every ounce of my being. This has been a tremendous loss to the world. If anything, this place will become a memorial to him lest we may forget. May the sap of his wisdom sustain you.
Hey, my second best friend in the whole wide world. Now that Harold's gone, I lost my bestest friend. All I want to do is cry. Yeah, I think you're pretty swell for someone from out there. And you were really nice to me too. I was gonna give this to my bestest friend Harold, but he doesn't have pockets, the silly head. This is a charm that my parents gave me for my 5th birthday. It's really neat. Take it. May your spirit rest in his branches.
Yes, outsider. Whatever the Tree Father or Leaf Mother would have me do, I'm still theirs to obey. May you remain under the canopy of his protection.
It appears you've been wounded, sir. May I suggest you utilize your infirmary? It's good to see you alive and well. Good morning, sir. What can I do for you? An innovation from MedTech. The My First Infirmary will automatically diagnose and treat any injury you might sustain. It will also make any of the pesky rads you've accumulated in the wasteland vanish instantly. Of course. Don't let me keep you.
All of us here thank you for... It's...